Welcome to Ratchetdemic, Becoming Dr. Williams, a Soulfully Hers podcast series. This space is part audio journal, part reflection, and part truth-telling. It's me documenting my final semester of my doctoral journey, not from a place of perfection, but from the middle of becoming. I'm learning how to sit with the tension, the pride and the pressure, the faith and the fatigue, the confidence and the doubts, without pretending any of it doesn't exist. This is Ratchetdemic, where unfinished drafts, deep prayers, and honest conversations with myself meet scholarship, culture, and becoming. I am Marie Williams, and this is the season before they call my name. Let's get into it. All right. Let's get into it. Like I said, this is episode 1. Why am I doing this? This is me making an audio journal of myself. So I may bounce around and say random stuff because I'm just talking. I really meant for this just to be for me to just talk through things and just have reflection. But you realize there may be somebody who wants to hear your story. Someone who is also going through what you are going through, or they may be going through it in the future. So I decided to have this reflection leading up to graduation. That is happening in May. Today is currently January 27th. Oh my God. We just had class and we looked at those cap and gowns. Why are they so expensive? Like, bruh, no one tell me how expensive, graduate school is expensive, but no one tells you about those other fees that come with that, that comes when you're about to graduate. Like paying for your editor, your regalia. Like, why is that like rental prices? Like that's like a few bills that I paid just for some regalia. Like, come on now. And then they had the audacity to say the cheapest one has the lower quality. So it's like, if you get a stain on it, you can't get it clean. It's pretty much done. Girl, why am I paying $220 for something that if I got a stain on it, it's completely done. I can't do nothing about it. Girl, bye. Anyway, oh my God. We are actually here. We are here. This is happening. I think that's the title that I put for this episode. Like, this is real. This is happening. Oh my God, this is so crazy. This is so surreal. There has been so many moments where I just reflect and I'm like, am I really doing this? I really am doing this, y'all. I'm getting the final degree that one can get. Hopefully, that's it. I'm not going back to school. I'm done. I'm done. I've been going to school since I've been going to school. If you know, you know. But yeah, I'm really doing this. I remember when I was a kid, and I always said I wanted to be a doctor. I didn't know it was going to be Doctor of Education. But I can't believe I'm doing this. This is real. I survived. I'm surviving. Where am I now? I'm actually ahead of schedule, which I'm super proud of. I'm like halfway through chapter 5. I should have that done by the end of this week so I could give my chair and hopefully we could defend. No, we're not going to say hopefully. We're going to speak this into existence. We are going to defend late February. That's what we're going to do. So we can just be done. Because, oh my God, I can't believe I wrote this big paper. But we're dropping in. I said that I was just going to be jumping around and stuff like that, y'all. I had to get the genders out. First of all, let's break down Ratchetdemic. Okay? Some of you guys are like, what is Ratchetdemic? Some of you guys may know. Some of you guys may not know. But one of the things that's great about the program that I'm currently in is that, for one, it's like an intense 3-year program. So it goes by quick. This is the 3rd year and we done. So each cohort has the opportunity to sorry, I burped, has the opportunity to name their cohort. So in our first class with Dr. Hollenside, oh my God, I love you, girl. She's on my committee. I love her. Um, she introduced us to this book called Ratchetdemic, right? And it's a word that's coined by Dr. Christopher Eden. Let me get the correct definition. So yes, it's going to sound like that I'm reading off of something because I am. So Ratchetdemic is an educational philosophy merging ratchet, meaning authentic, uninhibited, urban, or street quotations culture with academic, meaning high level intellectual rigor. It empowers students to embrace their full, authentic selves, including, for example, using hip hop in lessons without sacrificing academic standards, right? So we read that book, and by the end of the class, we all decided that our cohort name should be Ratchetdemics. So we are the Ratchetdemics, right? And yes, my cohort, we're all ratchet. It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful, though. But I decided to title my podcast Ratchetdemic Becoming Dr. Williams because, one, that's the cohort name. Two, I'm becoming Dr. Williams. I'm in a doctoral program if you haven't catched on yet. And three, I feel like I definitely merge ratchet and academic beautifully. I am definitely someone who goes against the Eurocentric way. Hint, hint, my dissertation, it definitely goes against the norms of what a dissertation should be. It encompasses storytelling, poetry, original poetry, I should say, and real, authentic, true to me stuff. I'll get into what my dissertation is about later. I have to make like a whole little paragraph so I could like make it sound. I'm not gonna say make it sound academic, but put my thoughts on paper so you guys can follow along what my dissertation is about. But really, this first episode is just me talking through stuff and making realizations. This journey it's been tough. I'm not gonna lie. Being the first gen, like in my immediate family, first one to go to college, get a degree, and then back at it again, got a master's degree. And then to be the first one in the entirety of the family to get a doctorate degree, it's definitely tough because, people just don't know the stress, know the commitment of all the stuff that goes into continuously schooling. I'm not gonna lie, I was a person who hated school. I don't even know why I'm doing this. Like I tell people, they're like, "Oh, what makes you want to go get your doctorate?" Literally, this was my attitude the entire time going to school. For one, you know what they say, the power of the tongue is very serious. Because when I was a kid, I said, I just want the grillz. I want the grillz behind my name. And look at me now. But when I got my bachelor's degree, which is in theater of arts, yes, I know, theater of arts. You're like, what? At the time, I wanted to be a medical doctor. And then I realized, oh no, can't do that. So I ended up getting my bachelor's degree in something that I found of interest. And not only, I knew for a fact that I wasn't going to do any work, any career in theater. I used that degree as a way to build confidence, to be able to speak in front of people, basically build the person who I am today. So when I went for my master's degree, this is my attitude. I was like, I'm just going to apply. If it happened, it happened. If it don't, it don't. And it happened, and I had to do the work. So that was like the attitude, right? And I got that in multicultural education because during that time in my undergrad, that's when I started working with after school programs and all of that good stuff and kind of found a passion in education. So while in my master's program, found out that one of the professors was like, oh yeah, we, Sac State do have like a little doctorate program, of educational leadership if you guys want to do it, I was like, whoa there, we're not about to do that. In my head, I was like, yes, I would love to have that doctor title, but was I going to do that? I don't know. But what's so funny is I had the same attitude. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to apply. And if it happens, it happens. If it don't, it don't. And what happened, it happened. It actually happened. I was like, oh my God, I'm actually really doing this. And for you guys who do not know, my imposter syndrome is so strong. I had to fight. Sorry for smacking y'all. Oops. I'm over here dropping stuff on the floor. My bad. Um, like, whew, that imposter syndrome is so real. And I'm not gonna lie, I never felt confident in school. I used to think like I wasn't as smart, but it's like I gotta be smart because I'm in this whole doctorate program, and this program is definitely high level and it's hard to get into. So, girl, you got in, so you something, right? But that imposter syndrome was kicking my butt. But you have to believe in yourself. Have to believe that I had great work and that there's a greatness behind me, right? So we'll get into that in other, episodes. Maybe I'll invite some of my cohort members and we can have a little discussion and have an episode. By the way, I'm doing these episodes like once a month, maybe twice. Cause I'm writing a dissertation. Ain't nobody got time to be doing this every week. I tried that before my other two podcasts, and as y'all can see, the episodes slowly stop showing up. We gotta be realistic with ourselves. But yeah, what was I gonna say? Oh, let's get into my dissertation topic. Let me explain it. Let me get my thoughts together, y'all. So, are you guys ready? I wrote this down so it could sound, nice and not sound like I'm jumping all over the place. Okay. My dissertation explores family engagement through the voices of Black male high school students, centering how they experience, interpret, and carry family support in their everyday educational lives, rather than relying on school defined metrics of involvement. I focus on the culturally rooted, often invisible ways Black families show up through storytelling, protection, accountability, prayer, redirection, and love. Grounded in Africana womanism, critical race theory, and community cultural wealth, my study positions storytelling not just as a method, but as a form of knowledge and resistance. I use a qualitative single case study design focused on one African American family and their brothers, engaging them through what I coin as kinfolk conversations, which are story based relational dialogues that mirror how truth is shared within Black communities. These conversations honor rhythm, silence, repetition, and reflection as data rather than treating them as a gap to be filled. By centering student voice, my work challenges deficient based narratives that frame Black families as disengaged instead instead illuminates how family engagement operates as a culturally grounded practice of survival and care. The brother stories revealed that engagement is not always loud or invisible to schools, but it is consistent, intentional, and deeply felt. Through their narratives, I examine how family, school, and community systems intersect and often collide, shaping how Black boys navigate education, identity, and belonging. Ultimately, this dissertation is both research and testimony. It is an invitation for educators, leaders, and institutions to listen differently, to recognize Black families, cultural wealth, and to reimagine family, school, community partnerships in ways that honor the full humanity of the students they claim to serve. Yeah, y'all, I did that. I did that. That's my dissertation. So I'm not gonna lie, this dissertation has been fun to write. And for those of you guys who are of knowledge of dissertations, like I said, I think I said this earlier. I'm in my chapter 5, so I already got my data and all that good stuff, and I already analyzed it. And some of the data is included in those paragraphs. But this has been very fun to do. This past weekend we had class, and we met with the cohorts after us, and we were giving them advice. And I was just telling them, really, really enjoy this process. Like, yes, you got to write this big old paper that's definitely going to be over 120 pages. But really enjoy it, engage in the work, because people are going to be reading this and people are going to refer to your work to make change. So I'm really enjoying this project, and it's been fun. It's been fun doing this. It's been fun putting my words on paper and being able to be authentically me. And my chair been saying, my chair and committee was saying that, my research is thebomb.com. So we shall see what happens in the end. But yeah, I don't know what else to say, but this has been a very beautiful journey. We're in January, the end of January, and we graduate in May. And so we're going to go on this journey with me, just reflecting on this last chapter when it comes to education, me going out for a degree because I'm not doing this no more. Like, I'm done. We're not doing school no more. I'm done with this. But what I do want to do before I end this, let me find this. I want to read my preface for my dissertation, which is also my positionality, which leads into my overall dissertation, and it's in a form of a poem. And this is something that, that's all throughout my dissertation. I do write different poems within my dissertation to, put emphasis on the storytelling and all that good stuff. But I want you guys to get to know me better, and I think this is the best way for me to end this first episode off. But it's called I Keep My Head Up. I was born with rhythm braided in my roots, a Sagittarius sun and a womanist moon, crowned in copper light and blessed black hands, who taught me to love hard, to rise harder, and to never let the world define my worth. They say, the darker the flesh, the deeper the roots. So I stand rooted in grandma's gospel whispers, and mama's late night prayers over overdue bills, and the laughter of the girls with slick edges and big dreams, who don't apologize for being loud or soft, or for dreaming of being loved completely. I am the daughter of survivors, a legacy of women who bent but didn't break, who were told to dry their tears, who were left to carry babies and burdens alone, but still they sang, still they danced, still they kept their heads up. So I write this not as a scholar, but as a storyteller, a black woman who knows that since we all came from a woman, got our name from a woman, our story should be held like sacred scrolls, not erased for the comfort of systems that never held us. I walked hallways where my skin became protest, where my voice was called too much and my silence not enough. But I am not invincible. I am not your good girl or your heartbreak. I am the remix of resilience, morning tea, long acrylic nails, a sharp tongue with a soft heart. Africana womanism taught me I am community, I am creation, I am commitment to collective healing. I do not rise alone. So to the black boys becoming men, the ones I serve, mentor, study, and love, this is for you. For the brothers trying to find their reflection in a world that hides their beauty. And to my sisters on the block, in classrooms, in cubicles, in love, in labor, in limbo, I see you, I hear you, I write for you. You are not alone. Keep your head up. Oh, child, things are gonna get easier. Because I know deep in the marrow of my soul that we are the authors of our own healing. We are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the legacy. We are the love. And I'm just getting started. As I close out this episode, I want to honor where I am. Not rushed, not perfect, just present. This season is teaching me that becoming doesn't always look loud. Sometimes it looks like staying, resting, rewriting, and choosing myself again. If you're in your own in between, carrying unfinished drafts, deep prayers, or questions you don't have answers to yet, I see you. You're not behind, you're becoming. This is Ratchetdemic, where unfinished drafts, deep prayers, and honest conversations with myself meet scholarship, culture, and becoming. I'm Marie Williams. Until next time, stay rooted, stay soft, and keep becoming.